Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, where you receive real and authentic updates about the Iraqi dinar. If you want to stay informed with moment-by-moment developments, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. In today's update, we are taking a careful and balanced look at a circulating statement suggesting that ongoing geopolitical tensions, particularly involving Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, are not expected to affect the timing of potential Iraqi dinar-related developments, including references to exchanges or the release of so-called toll-free numbers. The statement also hints that a near-term time frame, possibly over the weekend, is in play. As always, our goal is to analyze such claims responsibly, separate speculation from verified economic realities, and explain what this kind of narrative means for those who follow the Iraqi dinar closely. To begin with, it's important to understand the broader context in which such claims typically emerge. The Iraqi dinar has long been the subject of speculation, particularly in online communities where expectations of sudden revaluation events or rapid exchange opportunities are frequently discussed. These narratives often connect global geopolitical events, such as tensions in the Middle East, to anticipated monetary shifts. However, when evaluating these claims, it is essential to rely on verified economic indicators, central bank policies, and official government actions rather than unconfirmed sources. The mention of Iran and the Strait of Hormuz is particularly noteworthy because this region is one of the most strategically important energy corridors in the world. A significant portion of global oil shipments passes through this narrow waterway, making it highly sensitive to geopolitical tensions. Any disruption in this area can have immediate effects on global oil prices, shipping costs, and broader economic stability. Iraq, as a major oil exporting country, is directly impacted by developments in this region. However, the key question is whether such geopolitical tensions have any direct connection to the valuation or exchange mechanisms of the Iraqi dinar. From a financial and economic standpoint, the answer is generally no in the short term. Currency valuation is influenced by a range of factors, including monetary policy, foreign reserves, inflation rates, trade balances, and investor confidence. While geopolitical stability does play a role in shaping investor sentiment, it does not typically trigger sudden isolated currency revaluations or immediate exchange opportunities of the type often described in speculative discussions. The claim that these tensions will not affect the start of exchanges or the release of toll-free numbers reflects a narrative that assumes the existence of a coordinated, pre-planned event involving currency exchanges. It is important to clarify that there is no official confirmation from the Central Bank of Iraq or any recognized international financial authority supporting the existence of such mechanisms. In established financial systems, currency exchange processes are conducted through banks, foreign exchange markets, and authorized financial institutions, not through special toll-free numbers or exclusive access channels. From an analytical perspective, the reference to a weekend time frame being in play is another element that requires careful scrutiny. Financial markets, including currency markets, operate within structured frameworks. Major policy changes, such as adjustments to exchange rate regimes, are typically announced through official channels and accompanied by clear economic justifications. These changes are not usually timed to coincide with speculative timelines or informal predictions. That said, it is still valuable to consider the broader economic implications of geopolitical developments in the region. In the short term, increased tensions in the Strait of Hormuz can lead to higher oil prices. For Iraq, this can result in increased government revenue, as oil exports account for a significant portion of the country's income. Higher revenues can in turn support government spending, infrastructure projects, and potentially strengthen foreign reserves. These are positive indicators for economic stability, but they do not automatically translate into changes in currency valuation. In the medium to long term, sustained geopolitical stability is more beneficial for Iraq's economic growth. Stability encourages foreign investment, supports private sector development, and allows for more consistent implementation of economic reforms. The Iraqi government has been working on various initiatives aimed at diversifying the economy, improving banking systems, and enhancing transparency. These efforts are critical for building a stronger foundation for the national currency over time. For Iraqi dinar followers, It is essential to focus on these fundamental developments rather than short-term speculative claims. Monitoring official announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq, tracking foreign reserve levels, and understanding fiscal policy changes provide a more reliable basis for assessing the currency's outlook. While it can be tempting to pay attention to predictions of imminent events, especially when they are presented with confidence, responsible analysis requires a more cautious approach. Another important aspect to consider is the role of global financial institutions. Organizations such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank often work closely with countries like Iraq to support economic reforms and financial stability. Any significant changes to currency policy would likely involve coordination with these institutions and would be communicated through formal channels. This adds another layer of transparency and reduces the likelihood of sudden, unannounced events. It is also worth noting that currency exchange practices in legitimate financial systems are highly regulated. Banks and financial institutions must comply with anti-money laundering laws, know your customer requirements, and international financial standards. The idea of widespread, unregulated exchange opportunities facilitated through informal channels does not align with these established practices. From a risk management perspective, individuals who follow the Iraqi dinar should be cautious about making financial decisions based on unverified information. Diversification, due diligence, and reliance on credible sources are key principles in any investment strategy. While interest in emerging markets and currencies can be part of a broader financial plan, it should always be approached with realistic expectations and an understanding of potential risks. Returning to the specific claim about geopolitical tensions not affecting certain anticipated events, it is important to separate two different concepts. On one hand, geopolitical developments do influence economic conditions and market sentiment. On the other hand, the idea of pre-scheduled exchange events tied to these developments is not supported by credible financial evidence. Recognizing this distinction helps maintain a balanced and informed perspective. In the short term, we can expect that any escalation in regional tensions will primarily impact oil markets and investor sentiment. This may lead to fluctuations in global markets, but it does not indicate a direct or immediate change in the Iraqi dinar's exchange rate. In the long term, continued economic reforms, improved governance, and increased diversification will be the key drivers of currency strength. As always, it is important to stay informed through reliable sources and to approach all claims with a critical mindset. The financial landscape is complex, and meaningful changes typically occur gradually rather than suddenly. By focusing on verified information and understanding the underlying economic factors, followers of the Iraqi dinar can make more informed decisions and avoid unnecessary risks. In conclusion, while the statement suggests that geopolitical tensions involving Iran and the Strait of Hormuz will not impact certain anticipated developments, there is no official confirmation supporting the existence of such events. The real impact of these tensions is more likely to be seen in oil markets and broader economic conditions rather than in immediate changes to currency exchange mechanisms. Maintaining a balanced, fact-based perspective is essential for navigating this space responsibly. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more responsible and factual Iraqi dinar updates. And remember, this content is provided for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.